Hi folks, Dave here. I wanted to give you an overview of what we're building. You've seen this thing on the ground, and I thought I'd show you the plan views and give you an idea of what this thing is going to look like, and maybe some of the details about how it's going to go together. This is a dome kit from Natural Spaces Domes out of Minnesota. It is the main dome is 47 foot in diameter. The garage dome is 29 foot in diameter. Basically, it's a pre-cut kit. It goes together like an erector set. You put all the struts together, and then you nail on all the pre-cut 3/4 inch plywood panels on the outside, and you install all the skylights that are built for us. And then the extensions are also going to be stick built. They're not included with the kit. We have to do that ourselves. So that's going to be basically just standard stick build walls. The only thing that we're going to do differently with those is we're going to do passive style design, where it's going to be essentially a wall within a wall with lots of insulation and minimal thermal bridging. The idea being that we're going to try to do something similar that the main dome is doing, the main living space of the dome, so that we can utilize as much energy efficiency as possible, especially in the master bedroom, because we don't like to be cold at night. So I'm gonna flip you around and I'm gonna start showing you the plans. All right, so here we go. This is page 0, sheet 0 of the plans. There's 9 sheets total. Let's see if we show you all of them. The idea being that these are just going to be different elevation views. So what you have here is this view right here is to the south, and that's the master bedroom, that's the main dome, that's the entrance extension, and that is the garage dome. So the garage opening is on the opposite side of what we're looking at right here. So over here you see on the opposite side, there's the garage dome, main entrance, main living dome, and that over there is the master bedroom. It also has a cupola, which will have venting windows in it, and it will have really great ventilation options. So here's another view of the same thing. This is showing more details. It's starting to show some of just the details and what goes where. Some of the skylights. I'll bring you in closer and show you some of that. Some of the skylights that are going in the roof. And for the second floor, you can see that there are skylights, and some of those are egress skylights. Same thing over here, just a different view. And then there's going to be some other windows. Now, this is actually a set of plans that does not show exactly what's going in. These windows right here, right here, right here are not going to be triangles. Those are going to be operable rectangular skylights. They have to be skylights because that's an angled facet of the dome, so that it can be sealed up properly. Okay, here you can see on a very scribbled on set of drawings, because this is the working set that we've used on site and to make all of our notes on. This was the slab view. And we started scribbling in where things were going to go and how we had to factor in some things, like where the water would come in, where we were going to put things in the utility room, and so on and so forth. Where the different things were going to be in bathrooms. So you've got shower, toilet, sink. Same thing over here. We've got a sink for the kitchen. This is for the half bath over here. You get the idea. Okay, so now this is a detailed layout of the first floor. So you get the idea here, right? Again, we were scribbling all over this thing. This is the set of plans that we were using on site. And so that's the master bedroom and the bathroom. And then if I zoom out here a little bit, this is going to be the main dome. So this is all open in this area right here, all open to the dome. And this area in the back, all of this stuff is all under a second floor. So we have the family room, an office, the laundry, and the utility room nearly in the center of the space. And this is actually a fairly efficient layout. It's going to be kind of interesting because we have the kitchen in the open area right here, and because this is a low profile dome, we probably are not going to have any upper cabinets. from the top edge of the riser wall, which is approximately 45 inches up, the first section of the dome triangle starts, and that angles in. So probably not going to have any major upper cabinet space at all. And that's going to be an interesting challenge. So then again, you can see over here too that we have the main entrance extension with a half bath. So this is essentially just 1, 2, 3, 4 doorways. And then the garage, which is a kind of an odd shape, 29-foot diameter dome, but because we put in this, we plopped it onto the side of the entrance extension, kind of made a flat wall right there. It'll all become apparent as it's built. Second floor plan, and you can see it's just basically almost like a loft, but there will be walls. There will be 2 bedrooms and a full bath, a little space back here behind this bath, which is really not very tall because the dome slopes in right there. That's going to be for utility space. The HRV is going to go up there, and it's also going to be a chase for a lot of the HRV piping and other things. And you can see that this is just now showing you the outline of the dome itself and the triangles and the master extension roof. We're not going to do a hip roof like this. We're going to end up doing a gable end roof. I don't like hip roofs. It's a 412 pitch, so I don't want to have to mess with all of that. I'm going to bring this right out, and it's just going to be a standard gable end. Now you can see from this plan view, this is the upper floor framing, and it's showing you some of the roof framing that we have to deal with as well. And so it's given a lot of detail about how we're going to have to put the joists up for the second floor, some glue-lam beams to support all that, where the posts are, and how it relates to the framing of the walls on the second floor. And then again, you see framing for the roof overhangs and over the extension. Lastly, this is a side cutaway sectional view showing how this is going to be put together. And you can see here that there are, some people drawn in to show you what it's going to be like. And again, remember what I was saying for the kitchen. That first triangle after the riser wall starts to slope in. I may be able to get some upper cabinet in there. I haven't yet decided yet. We're probably going to mock it up when we finally get the structure up, and then we'll decide for sure if we can do it. It's kind of hard to envision, and especially if you don't have any experience, like other people that are part of this project, don't have a lot of experience envisioning things in CAD view and such like that, or plan view. It's difficult for them to understand what we're going to do here. So it's much easier to see when you actually mock it up in full scale in the structure, and we'll be able to understand what's going on. And you can see how big that cupola space is. An option that I could have gone for would be to have had a little stairway, a little Jacob's stairway, a Jacob's ladder, or something like that to go up to a third floor landing up there. But I didn't think it was really necessary. I really wanted to maximize airflow. That's going to have 5 openable windows up there and a ceiling fan. I really want to try to maximize airflow as much as possible in the main dome. And then you can see that I've sketched in, the pencil lines are kind of faint, what I'm thinking about doing for a loft and how I'm going to have to frame that in. The difference is in the main dome, you can see that's a much thicker structure. The super struts for the main dome are 18 inches thick, or 18 1/4 inches thick. We're going to end up with R60 plus of insulation in those walls. In the garage, it's 2x8 struts. That's it. It's designed to carry the snow load, but that's it. There's no finish that goes on the inside. Eventually, I'll probably put spray foam insulation in there, but for now, it's because of costs and time, it's just going to be open framing. I'm considering somehow of putting in some sort of a loft above there. I haven't figured out yet how to do that. We'll see. I mean, if I do, it can't carry a massive load. It's not like I could put water tanks or anything like that there. That would be far too much. But you get the idea. You also see, it gives you a little bit of an idea of what the foundation is. It's a monolithic porous foundation. So it's really just a perimeter of concrete that is holding up the edge. The entire dome structure is being held up around the edge. The entire roof holds itself up. The interior structure, all of the interior for the second floor and all the walls, doesn't hold the roof up. That's all essentially freestanding. It's attached to it, yes, but it doesn't support the load. It's the only thing that has to be taken care of is load for the second floor, and we have pads that we put in down below at certain points for posts, and you saw all that in a previous video in the foundation. And now the daunting part. These are the construction manuals, and you can see that there is so much to these things, and you have so many different things to put to use, to put together, and they have lots and lots and lots of detailed views of how all of this goes together. So I want to show you basically how these struts go together. I don't know if you can see it in these pictures, but there's a hub, and then there is the bracket that is associated, or that is already mounted on the strut, and it's basically a bolt, a pin that goes in and locks it together. So you can see that it locks them all together, and you could put 5 or 6 struts into each hub, and then you just have to choose the correct strut to go in the correct location as you put it together to create the proper shape, because they're not all equal lengths. So what you see right there is a strut. That is a super strut for the main dome, and you can see that it has a 2x8, which will be the outside, and it has the mounting hardware that will be all pinned together at hubs. Those plywood gussets are then holding that 2x4 for the inside of the dome, and that cavity then essentially is filled with 16 inches of insulation. It's notched for ventilation. I'll show you that later on. But this is a pile of struts, and there's like 4 or 5 different lengths. I forget exactly. I have to go back and look at the plans. That's one pile, and there are several more underneath that tarp. And then over there, where Razor, the Mad Canadian, is standing, is a bunch of struts that are for the garage. They're not super struts, they're just 2x8s. They don't have that plywood gusset, and that just shows you what we have. So there you have it. I hope that gives you an idea of what the project is all about. It's going to be a bit of a lot of work. It's good to, we expect this to take us all the rest of this year to get this structure up, and that won't be anywhere near finished. It's just the way it works out, time and money. But that's how it goes. We're trying to do this and we're saving a lot of money by doing the labor ourselves, and so far haven't incurred any debt. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if this works for you, please tell your friends, and please subscribe. Maybe ring the bell for a subscription notification, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, life is good in the Adirondacks.